The Harmonium. This is a portable harmonium. As you can see, it's in two sections here, and the top half collapses down into the bottom half, so that the whole thing collapsed is only about that deep. There's a carrying handle, and this one I have mounted on a aluminum walker, like a debilitated person might use to get around. The keyboard is just a little bit over 3 octaves. The sound comes out of these holes here. And in fact, you can slide this device so you get less sound for practicing or quiet environments. And the top comes off, you get even more sound out that way. And you can see here the action. These little wooden stops allow the air out when you push the keys, so that I get the bellows back here is worked by one hand, and these stops, these little knobs here, pull out to make the sound. For instance, if I shut them down and pump the bellows, you get no sound. If I open them without even pumping, you see that residual air. You have to keep pumping the bellows to keep getting sound out. Right now it's dead, but one swift pump. These stops are drones, meaning a note that never stops playing. So even without touching the keyboard, if I begin pumping the bellows, you'll hear a note which I believe is the same as that note. This is another drone, and it's higher. And you can play along with that. Let's see if there's any other parts you might want to. You can see this little tab keeps the top part from sinking into the bottom part, and to collapse it, I'll show you how I do that in a second. I push those in. Here's the bellows. This is a tri-fold bellows, but you can get multiple fold bellows, which are allow supposedly greater control. I have played a 7-fold, I think it was, bellows, and it did seem like it had more subtle control of the airflow, and the airflow creates the volume of the note. So, for instance, if I pump once and play, that's fairly loud, right? But if I continue to pump, I can get a louder sound, and it can get quite loud, actually. I mean, you know, it's not like an electric guitar or anything, but one thing you've got to be sure of when you're collapsing the harmonium is that these stops are pushed in, because they would be snapped off by the edge here of the device. And I'm going to also, oh yeah, I'll show you another thing here. I'm also going to close the bellows, and I'll show you the bellows as it's closed here is also the flip top lid. So now the lid is closed, the bellows, the stops are pushed in, so I can pop these tabs in. And then the whole thing is on springs. It clicks into place, but the springs become obvious when you want to release the thing. That way I don't have to somehow dig in there to get the top part out. This particular harmonium has one set of reeds. Each individual note on the keyboard is represented by one reed. But there are harmoniums that have harmonii, is that correct, plural? That have multiple reeds for each note. So that's the harmonium. I think that's pretty much the basics. If you have any questions, you can always let me know. Just send me an email or make a comment. But that's the harmonium, and I thought I would show it to you because it's kind of the star of this series of song sketches and performances in the last 100 days of 2008.